We got to change the party at the ground level, or it's done.
Yeah.
Or it's done.
But you ask what kind of arguments we run into.
Yes.
And I want to address that because they're pretty interesting. Yeah. But I want to start out by saying I think there's something else under the hood that we still don't understand.
Okay.
We maybe have some speculation, but the level and the ferocity of the opposition has really been surprising to me. I think Jason.
It's bizarre.
It's bizarre, right?
It is.
It's like, what is causing this? You know, it's like tissue rejection. You know, like, well, I don't understand this. You know,
It's not even logical.
it's
not even logical to a thinking person.
Yeah, and when we put this up on the screen,
Yeah.
it's really going to be like, what? How's this possible?
Yeah.
But here are the main arguments that have been used, you know, in our committee meetings. The first one was, it's illegal. All right. Like, oh, that's interesting.
It's illegal?
It's illegal. What we're trying to do. It's illegal.
Well,
and the second one is, it's going to create FEC complications, which will result in us losing elections because we will get ourselves into unintended campaign contribution limits that we otherwise wouldn't get ourselves into. The third one is you're taking away local control from the county parties. And the fourth one is
Wait, by having delegates' Bill of Rights,
support
away local?
Support our local tyrannies.
Don't. We can. I know. Just give him a minute.
Exactly.
You got
And
one
then the
more.
fourth one is it's too complicated and too long. Okay, so those are the four. Now, just to make a long story short, if you could please pull up, if you click on the illegal tab, instead of going through all the details of what the argument was, I want to read a letter from our chair of the Michigan Republican Party.
I love Jim. He's been on the podcast
Senator
before.
Jim Runstead. It says, while no proposal satisfies every concern, I believe these provisions represent thoughtful, practical reforms consistent with the commitments I made. This version has been reviewed by General Counsel, who identified no legal or FEC concerns. So, you know, I'd like to, for all of our audience tonight, I really want them to know that this line right here knocks out two of the four big concerns out there.
So
illegal and FEC.
Yeah, so we knocked those two out, so there's only two left.
All right, so now let's
finish.
Let's go to the easy one. Let's go to it's too long. So without going into detail, we have one page. So hopefully it's not too long anymore, okay? But I would say it should take you maybe a minute to 2 minutes. So before we go to local control, all right, because that's really one of their the argument that really gets people going. Let's go to what is PDBOR. See that one? Because this will make it easy to get across here. All right. We're just going to go through this one bullet at a time.
Okay.
All delegates receive a timely call to convention. And sometimes they forget to send them out to everybody.
If I got elected and then the letter's sent out and it's a month away from the election, I may not get the letter until 2 weeks before
Good point.
county convention.
Right. So it does say all, not some.
All right.
So we upgraded it from some to all. All right.
Yeah.
Conventions held according to the call.
Yes.
Now, what does that mean? That means if you tell everybody where it's going to be and when, you can't switch the location at the last minute.
Ooh.
I heard that happens.
That's a bait and switch, man.
I heard that happens. All right. Every delegate gets her.
Oh, really?
Roar.
We should have had that one.
By the way, we need to be reading this in the context of the question, like how is this taking over party control or county? How am I removing county control by giving delegates some basic rights to go to their convention? As we're looking at this, and there's 11 points to this thing. Every time we hit a point here, I want you to ask yourself, is this removing county control? Number three.
All right.
Every delegate gets a credential. That just means they check you in and you get to go in and you're now a voting member. Full participation rights during the convention. that means you get to vote.
Wait, you guys didn't have that?
The county in question.
Okay. Okay.
Would you like to see that we're actually solving a problem here? 4.2, the KGOP has the right to deny the membership application of any individual for any reason. How about this, Shane? Why don't you read 4.4, the pink, highlighted in pink, 4.4.
Precinct delegates, Republican elected officials, and Republican nominees to partisan offices must be a member of the KGOP in order to vote at any convention, caucus, or meeting of the KGOP. So this means that, like, in Oakland County GOP, you do have to pay dues for certain opportunities, not to participate, but if you're a member, does that just mean you have to pay a fee to be a member, or are there other ridiculous hoops they put you through?
Look at 4.4. In order to vote where?
Convention.
At any convention.
Yes.
This is the bright red line. This is the select.
Yeah.
Because guess who gets elected at conventions? The executive committee.
I was asked to run for the executive, and they said, no, he isn't a paid dues member. I'm like, well, here's my credit card. What do I need to pay? Like, no, you have to be paid 30 days in advance. I was like, 30 days in advance? I just got elected 30 days ago, and nobody sent me a letter saying if I wanted to be elected to the executive committee, I need to be paid up front.
But why not?
So they
why
did
not
it on
just
fucking purpose.
Yeah, but this makes no sense. Why not just? Oh, hey, yeah, you have to pay right now. It makes no sense.
Dude, they did it to me.
They've been doing this bullshit since I got involved. It's every county
straight up
does
to me
this
because
stuff.
I was nominated twice by people that didn't know, and I'm like, here's my credit card. Here, I'll pay the dues.
So are you saying it wasn't about the money?
No.
It wasn't about the money.
It was about the influence that I had.
It was about creating the outcome they wanted. Now let's go back to where we were on what's in the
what's in the,
because we had to go look at the example.
All right, back to
that's why we had to do number 4. You have to have full participation rights, because otherwise you might have to be a member, that breaks the flow of accountability.
I'm not going to share this because it's got names on it.
Yeah.
But list of delegates not credentialed at the August 15, 2024 convention at KZGOP.
And what would make you not credentialed?
There are 44 names here.
And what makes you not credentialed is
whatever. There's the circular.
I literally walked in and people wanted me on the executive committee day 1 of being a delegate.
44.
And I wasn't paid up, so I couldn't do it.
You're one. 44 in one county.
You're dangerous.
Disenfranchised people, 44. You cannot participate because
sorry,
we don't want you.
Here's your guest pass. Go sit up there.
So the point is, we're dealing with reality. We're dealing with his list of 44. We're dealing with bylaws that are open to the public for anyone to read, and we're writing rules to address the things that need to be enacted in order to fix this, to remove the corruption or the temptation to be corrupted, and to make this ship fly right. That's it. There's nothing crazy here.
I would like for you to bring the bylaw thing back up and show how the executive committee is elected, and then to become a member, it's chosen by the executive committee.
I told you guys when I got...
You had to fill out an application.
When I got elected to my executive committee, somebody put my name forward, and I was paid because I learned my lesson, and I received, out of the 3 people, I received the highest vote count, right? And I think you could only vote for 1. And the other person that was good, and then the other person that turned out to be not so good. But that's the thing. I was nominated twice before that, and because I wasn't paid, they wouldn't want me on there. When it was coming up for party chair, I did 20 to 30 hours of different podcasts. I found them. I just looked up, and it's your number 6 on here. I did the Robert's Rules of Order. I just listened to multiple different podcasts of people teaching about Robert's Rules of Order because I watched my chairperson that I befriended, and she became part of our show for quite a while, struggle with Robert's Rules of Order. And they're going, point of order, point of order, point of order. And I'm like, dude, shut the hell up.
They got a whole system designed to leave you out hanging out to dry, and then they have all their people waiting to sabotage you when you show
100%.
up.
I'm going to make a polite point. You're pissed, right?
It's mad as hell.
And I'm not going to take it anymore.
But who got screwed in the deal?
Me.
No.
Oh, the people.
Who elected you?
100%.
How many voters in your precinct are there? Just bleh. Like there's about 2,000.
About 2,000.
Okay. You're one. So 2,000 people got screwed. If you went 2,000 people, let's do a little gentlemanly math here. What's 2,000 people times 44? 88,000 Republicans.
Yeah.
Who do you think they trust the system? Knowing the person that they elected wasn't allowed to go to convention and
That's
vote on
why
their
we
behalf?
have low voter turnout, because we pissed them off.
How is this going to be attractive?
It's not.
How are you going to sell this? Guys, you got to come over here and come to our county convention or come to our county meeting thing.
You knock on the door.
It's almost as if we're talking about how to get Republicans elected.
And you knock on the door and they go, and you go, hey, I'm here with the party,
Right.
and talking about stuff, and they go, I don't want anything to do with the fucking.
Yeah,
party.
I don't want to look at you in
go-
the face. I want to look you in the eyes. Get out of here.
You know,
Get off my
I-
lawn.
I've got folks in Allegan County, dear friends that have been delegates for a long time, that they're just like, well, I'm done. Can't.
So number five.
Number five
is kind of brain dead, right? Threats,
think?
fines, and intimidations.
What is it? But what does that mean? Threats, fines, intimidations. Is they can't.
Well, if
doesn't
you,
fall in the category
I'm gonna
of
I'm gonna let you in my convention. I'm gonna let you vote, but you better vote exactly how we tell you to vote, or else.
This coming from party chairs
So
and leadership.
would this be meaning involving coercion?
Coercion.
Okay, that's
Coercion.
a good. That's a good
There
word,
are young
yes.
ladies. There are young ladies and other young middle-aged, not so young ladies in other conventions that they're concerned about their well-being when they're in these environments. That crap's got to stop.
Yeah, because some thug will come over there and start strong-arming them, and
You got some big guy with a gray beard and whatever, and and he's in your face, and
So-
I've
I've got a
already
great
been
beard.
threatened to sue.
hey, you're
be
talking
sued.
about us here. Come on now.
that was a little joke.
I've already been
yeah.
threatened to be sued already.
Oh, so let me
Yeah.
tell you the quick.
I'm surprised
for
you.
defamation. You know,
Yeah,
I'm
Surprised
like,
you haven't.
What?
Surprised
I
you
said-
haven't been sued
I
where
said,
you're at.
Oh, you're one of those people.
One of those.
They don't
people.
realize when you're in the trucking business, you get sued about every other day. You see a lawsuit, so bring it.
It ain't shit.
Yeah, yeah.
You're one of
And
those.
plus, you know
people.
what? I asked this person who was threatening to sue me. I won't mention names. But I'm like, refute anything I said that was wrong. If, like you're saying, you're going to sue me for defamation, what did I say wrong? Silence. Not a word could be said.
Wow.
Just got to use the word allegedly every now and again, and you're
I
good.
feel they can intimidate you because some people
course.
have been sued and they've had to go to court over it and spend a lot of money. And it's like, this is ridiculous. So, I mean, this, like you said,
But
we're within the same party. And
Yeah.
we're having to waste our time doing this crap.
We have no threats, fines, or intimidations.
Yeah.
Number 6 is for a legitimate disruptor in the convention. Point is, if you wanted to expel him from the convention, Robert's Rules has Chapter 61 that covers the process of expulsion of a person from a convention or a meeting for
Right.
something they did in front of everyone. So
Right.
that's why we put that in there, is so that no one can make up some, other
bologna sandwich story.
bologna sandwich process,
Right.
in order to expel people.
yeah.
Now, number 7, we added because we were actually very much against
it.
this
Yeah.
idea, but we wanted to be good committee members and work with our counterparts who thought it was really important to be able to remove delegates.
Because this is a duly elected person. That
It is.
There's no
Yes.
impeachment
And,
process.
There
and
is
when
it.
I talked to I've gotten into many, they were my friends. Now they're not so much my friends, but I've gotten into arguments with these people who don't support the DBOR, and that's what they say. Oh, here's a delegate who was an obvious Democrat infiltrator. Here's a delegate who kicked someone in the balls.
Yep.
Here's a delegate
that
who
happens. Ball kicking just
was.
is natural.
Here's
your
a
buddy?
Here's a delegate who did this
don't know about
nefarious
personally.
act or something like that. And there are cases where that happens. Now it's 1 in 1,000,
Right.
1 in 5,000.
Right.
So I believe that when they bring those things up, it's a red herring, because they just want the power to remove whoever they want,
Becomes
and they'll
another-
use the most extreme case to try
Right.
to justify
Well,
It becomes another form of lawfare.
Right. I agree with all that, and I think Jason and I were very hesitant to go along with it. But like I said, we did, because we thought if we would show a little bit of compromise,
Yeah.
we could get a package. And you'll see that the way it's set is requires a 60% quorum of all delegates and 80%
entire
passage.
county,
and
your
so,
entire
you know,
county.
that's a
Passage.
fairly high threshold.
And is
Very
there,
high
is there,
threshold,
Is there
yes.
any dynamics of going back to it real quick, is there any dynamics of a trial aspect? Is there any dynamics of
Yeah.
of the?
You've got
gotta present a
a
case.
body.
That's it.
You
You've
can't
got
just
your-
get up there and go, hey,
Right.
you know, Joe Blow over here did something we don't like and we want him out. You actually have to
Well,
have a rebuttal.
You've got to convince a quorum of 60%. So just for numbers' sake,
Right.
if you've got 100 delegates in your county, you've got to have 60
so the
of them
person
present.
has a right to face their accusers.
Yeah.
Well, no. This is just the baseline. You've got to have 60
Okay.
people there.
Yeah.
And then out of that, what's 60% or what's
48.
80%? Okay. And you got to convince 48 of them that Ted needs to go.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's a
now
high bar.
Ted's gonna if Ted wants to stay, Ted needs to be there and give his case.
Ted's gonna give a talk.
Now, if Ted is a flaming jackwagon, Ted's
Right.
if Ted's a flaming jackwagon, he's probably going to get booted. But if he
Very good
comes
with this
across,
language. I like
But
it.
hey, maybe that Jack Wagon's gonna vote for my guy. I'm keeping him. Let's keep that guy. He's my Jack Wagon.
Some of the biggest assholes are your best rebels.
To your point, Jeremy, we probably wrote this particular section.
With with a lot of reluctance.
Not only that, but we wrote it 3 or 4 different ways.
As an
And-
olive branch. You guys put
and-
it as an olive branch to go, all right, we'll concede that
But
every
there were
once in a
some
while-
people that wanted it to be formalized and off in a separate room,
Yeah.
where the wise people would spend several days looking at it. There were other people that said, no, it's got to be at the county convention. This was one of the most contentious ones there was in terms of opinions on how it should be done.
Because they just want to go, no, you're done. I'm done with you. Yep, you're gone.
I'm leadership. You're gone.
Yeah.
You're an
Or not gonna
infiltrator.
vote. You're not going to vote with me.
Yeah. You're not voting with me?
y'all can switch back over to those KGOP bylaws where they
Example.
just serve at the pleasure of.
Number 8.
Number 8.
we-
Numero ocho.
Okay,
Numero
Scroll it.
ocho.
this is the craziest one of all. Delegate motions at conventions.
Have there been conventions in where you guys are from where they have not allowed motions from delegates?
Well, it'll often
Coming
be
up.
put into the rules.
We're talking about state convention.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
State convention is where it's a big no-no. No, in the county convention, it's,
Okay.
raise your hand all you want.
Yeah.
And this is a little bit of an homage to kind of our endorsement convention rules. There was a huge debate at the Mackinac meeting where when we passed the rules, we wanted to make provisions for delegate motions at the endorsement convention. And it lost by 1 vote.
One vote. Did you
By
get a
1
recount?
vote.
50-50.
But here's the crazy thing is we claim to be operating by Robert's rules, which basically says pretty plainly that everybody has a right to make a motion, So, it's real controversial, I understand.
Yeah.
But so we thought we better put it in here. And again, you're supposed to be looking for elements of where we're trying to control county parties. Has anybody? We're on number 8 here, so we're getting
Well,
late. Has anybody found
the
where
only
we're
thing the
Yeah,
only
number
the only
7.
thing that
Number
you
7's a little suspect that you want to restrict their ability to get rid of delegates they don't like that were duly elected by the populace.
the only thing I see is that you want to prevent the county party. You want to limit their autonomy to tyrannically prevent delegates from being seated, and that's against local right for tyranny,
So-
which is embodied in the founding fathers of the Constitution, clearly.
Wait.
So you mean local control means local control of the delegates? Really?
Powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution nor prohibited by it to the states are reserved to the states respectively or to the people.
Yeah.
So even at our county level, we want to restrict it. Wait, we didn't delegate this shit to you. The people elected the delegates.
Right.
So we want to put a restriction on you as a party that you can't just on a whim remove a delegate.
Correct.
Maybe some common sense in there. But they fought the hardest against that because they want to be able to
They
go.
say, well, this is local control. It's our local duty. It's our local right to be able to.
We'll vet them ourselves.
Yeah. To
We know them.
Yeah.
We'll vet them.
Yeah, we'll vet them. We will not allow delegates to be seated if at our discretion, and you don't tell us what to do. We're our local county. We're a strong local counties, and that's our right to do so.
But the way that it's presented is, we really know these guys. we know them better than anybody.
Uh-huh.
So we'll vet them and we'll let you know. But here's the thing: this delegate removal is not by the state party; it's by the county delegates. It's the delegates that do the removal, not the state, not the state committee.
Not the county.
So we're just
executive
writing the
committee.
rules to basically make
How
sure
dare
that
you?
this-
How dare you put rules on the county parties? The county parties are the
can't believe it.
sovereign.
They're-
How dare you?
They're in charge, man.
Local control of
Local control, I
executive
love it.
committee election.
Okay, now number 9.
don't make me go into a veto rant.
It's really interesting.
Number 9.
So in the
Number 9.
MIGOP bylaws, Article 13, Section B lays out how the November even year elections are to be conducted by the county party.
Is that Michigan State Constitution?
No, the
My God, bylaw.
MIGOT bylaws.
Okay. All
MIGOT
I'm grabbing
bylaws.
I'm grabbing my U.S. Constitution over here.
So what we did here is we basically repealed that entire section.
All right.
You're going to elect the executive committee at your delegate convention however you want. So you see the argument is inverted. We actually
Gave more power.
We gave power to the delegate body. We
Yeah.
stripped out all the regulations that are in the state GOP bylaws,
Well,
and we
but
still are trying to control county parties.
No, senor. Some people don't like that. Upper management don't like that. No, senor.
You talking to me?
No.
I went Spanish maid
Yeah,
and he went
he's
fucking
going
mafia.
Italian.
He's
Mafia.
I don't know. I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
make him an offer.
All right.
That they're gonna absolutely refuse no matter what I say.
I'll make an offer that the local tyrants will refuse.
They're gonna refuse it no matter what, and they're gonna disenfranchise a lot of people.
Now, number 10.
Number 10.
Can we go to number 10?
Yeah, we're on it, buddy.
All right, number 10, expanded delegate allotment. Now, what are we talking about
What are we
here?
talking about here?
We're talking about how many delegates appear on the ballot in each precinct.
How about just a mathematical formula that says based upon this
100%.
many? Yeah, that doesn't exist right now.
Give me, all right, you know what? I'm comfortable representing about 500 people as a delegate, as a precinct delegate.
Yeah, that's
Let's
a good
do that.
number.
Let's do that. Maybe about 500, right? If you do any of the models out there, about 100 is your max of actual direct
Right.
connection, okay? So let's say that in a precinct of non-friend connections, of just political connections, I can probably comfortably, maybe 500, maybe 1,000, all right? But you said, 2,000 per, isn't that
There's
what you
about
said?
2,000 in a precinct.
In a
About
precinct,
2,000
so
voters
we've
in a
got
precinct.
7.
So if you had 500, you'd have 4.
Great, I like that.
Plain old
But in
math.
other places where it's a lot more, or a lot, you know what I'm saying?
Or you'll have other places where the chair says there's just too freaking many.
Oh, I know.
I'm going to get rid
We
of
had-
a bunch of
Who
them.
did we have on
I'm
that? They
gonna
talked
axe
about
'em.
where they cut out 100 of them in one.
Oh, the Hillsdale debacle
Yeah.
with John Smith.
John Smith.
They
They
just
cut out
completely
they're just like,
destroyed
you didn't
the
submit
list.
your
yeah.
paperwork properly, so we're going to take 100 or half of your people
Yeah.
away. What?
Yes.
Can I just give you an amended thing? No. Now you're done. We want control.
So what
So
is
push
that?
me in that southern
what
accent,
are your
I'm done.
metrics
Getting after
to
you.
what are your
Colonel Sanders.
metrics to expand allotment?
So what we initially proposed was a ratio of 1 delegate per 100 voters.
Was it 100 or was it 1,000?
One
No,
delegate
100.
per 100?
One
And that's-
delegate per
that's-
100
and-
voters.
And honestly, that's the
Nice.
number I said
on the
is about 100 is
SOS,
about
on
the
the
direct.
SOS
Yeah,
odd year race.
on the SOS.
People
Now,
are-
there was a lot of pushback. I didn't expect a lot of pushback on that. A lot of
because
pushback
we've been told
because
that-
it's
that
a lot of
delegates don't
trouble.
matter.
If we have a lot of delegates, it's a lot of trouble, and it costs a lot of money to have a convention with a lot of delegates. And well, to me, if you have a lot of delegates, you might have a lot of people coming to your events that are paying you $20. You got
We have
500.
oh my gosh, we have so many people who want to show up and participate and get involved.
Exactly.
Oh, it's terrible. What an awful situation for a county to have.
How
Exactly.
dare you?
The idea that, oh, we're so worried about more and more people wanting to show up, and if we let
they
them show up, they're
disenfranch-
going to show up.
Yeah.
It's absurd. And you should want these people to show up. And worst case scenario, you got standing room only. And if you're standing
Come
room
on.
only and like there's so much enthusiasm and people have to stand, they're not going to mind standing.
Right. Okay,
They're
but
going to love the enthusiasm.
isn't
of
it
it.
People go to
easier-
amusement parks and stand in line for an hour to get on a stupid ride for
Okay,
Universal
but
last week.
40
Isn't it
seconds.
easier to control the outcome if you can get fewer people to show up?
Oh, 100%.
Exactly.
So you
That's the
think there
whole
might be an
idea.
agenda
Bing, of
there?
course.
That's what they want.
Of course.
That's what they want.
And then all of a sudden,
Boom, these explosions of bullshit.
We should want people to become involved in the process. We should want people
100%.
who are conservative activists who really care about the process to have more power and be able to have more of a voice within the Republican Party. And if those people show up, and I've recruited and signed up hundreds of delegates, and I'm like, hey, sign up, come to the thing, get involved. You don't have to do anything. We hope you do.
like when we did the Jan 6 karaoke here.
Yeah, so we'll sign you
yeah.
up. We'll make it as easy as possible for you, and we hope that you will come and join the family and want to be involved in this.
But that's why I told you earlier is this is their way of being a participant within the Republican Party. And, and the thing of it is that, like, it goes back to that flow chart. They were elected by the Republican voters within their precinct to represent. So how can you just say they don't mean nothing or any? You know what I'm saying? They don't mean anything to you. That's
Dude,
totally not even true.
When he said it on my show, I was like,
and
what?
you sow
It
that,
pissed me off.
and
I was
you,
like,
it's
what
like
the fuck are you talking
it's
about?
like I think there's a Bible verse. You could probably quote the verse, but you throw the seed out, and
It's literally 25% return. You throw some on the stony ground, some among the thorns, some among the weeds, and some among good ground. And you get a return.
That's right.
Exactly.
Only 25%.
Of only 25%.
diminishing
And
returns.
you have to cultivate those returns. If you're not giving the delegates anything to be enthused about as volunteers, that they don't want to show up, it's not their fault for not showing up.
Right.
It's because you're not doing enough to inspire them. And that's what you should have to do. You should, as a
You gotta do the
district
work,
chair,
part of
as
the
a county
process.
chair, as someone part of the process,
Yeah.
how am I going to enthuse these delegates? I'm going to call them up and be like, hey, we're doing
100%.
something that's
And you know what?
awesome. You need to be involved.
Shane.
And that's how you gain more people, more volunteers,
One of the best
more
things
excitement.
Hey, this is not a
win
Tuesday night rant. You're
elections.
raising
And
your
win
voice.
elections.
Pisses
Yeah.
me off.
It's not even a Tuesday night rant. And he
We
just
did very
ranted.
good. When I was the 11th district chair, we
Hell
did
yeah.
very good at bringing in
Now, listen.
volunteers.
Even if I had 99 delegates that showed up and never came back again, if I had one more Sean Hill, it'd all be worth it.
Absolutely.
I love making those.
One more Sean Hill.
I love
Truck
making
drivers
those phone
unite.
calls.
I like truck drivers.
Shane.
Think about it. How
Shane.
much difference one person
Welcome
can make.
to the 4th district. Come on down, my man.
I want to move.
Jason will put you up in a room in his house. My house is a little bit small, so Jason's got a
They
big
got a spot.
Yeah.
Nice. I'll
Well,
squat.
if you ever need it, I got a man cave. So
But
it's
you
all
know,
right.
the big picture again is this whole effort is about protecting the delegate system.
I'm here at a county convention and you don't bring all of the candidates that are running for office, you're not going to bring all of them in, at least extend an invite and then make a disclaimer. You're going to not invite them. You're going to disinvite them. I'm supposed to be the one telling the rest of my community who is the best candidate to vote for based on the information that I've received and tell them the information that I've received. That's one of the things that I'm proud of doing here on the podcast. I've had all sorts of people on here. We just had Christina Like on a couple weeks ago. She's running for judge here in Livingston County. Full endorsement here
You
from
had
the podcast.
Senator Runstead on when he was running for MRP chair.
100%. We've had multiple people on here. It's like, dude, you're telling me that my voice out here, I reach far beyond my delegate circle in the influence of the podcast that I do, you know? So you're going to tell me that I don't matter if I'm told that there's a special meeting or at a regular meeting, an executive committee meeting, somebody's going to come and speak. I want to be there. And this guy's telling me, doesn't matter.
But it also comes down to, what the party bosses want. The money dictates that you will be able to support these candidates. You might be able to support Tom Leonard in the primary. He'll lose. Eric Nesbitt, probably going to lose. But then it's going to be John James. Mike Rogers. You're not even allowed to talk about any other candidate who is primarying Mike Rogers because... Bernadette or GPS. So, those people, Rogers has been anointed. And if you even think about supporting someone else, and even in the primary, you're persona non grata. The same people who hate the Delegate Bill of Rights, they're going to attack you mercilessly.
Yeah.
And it's all done because, it's really all done because of weakness. Because they
Gypsy
know
Magic
how...
says uniparty in the chat.
Yeah, the uniparty. They know how weak they are on the issues. They can't defend their candidates, so they have to do it through intimidation and coercion. And then they see the Delegate Bill of Rights come along, where now coercion is out of the picture, and they are
On to
scared.
you.
That's one thing that delegates have a direct line for,
yeah.
let alone a candidate walking into an executive committee or a local, a monthly meeting,
And
and
if
having a bunch of candidates come in and talk to
And
them.
if it was a primary election, do you think that the SOS candidates or the agent candidates would be giving the conservative activist base so much attention and so much time and talking to so many conservative activists
If the
and
delegates didn't matter.
having to tailor their positions to those activists? Do you think that would be happening if it was a statewide primary and it was just decided based on how many glossy mailers or slick TV ads that you could put out based on that candidate? Of course it wouldn't be.
How many times you throw those away, too?
Yeah, and there's a push to there's a push to get all of these things taken out of the local delegates, state delegates, and put it on the.
Make no mistake
on
about it.
primaries.
The people who oppose the Delegate Bill of Rights, if they could take away all the delegate rights to select State Board of Ed, Supreme Court, AG, SOS, if they could do it, they would do it in a millisecond. They just can't expose themselves to that ends right now.
That is really back to what this is all about.
Yes.
Do you believe in the delegate system?
Yeah.
Or are you slowly trying to undermine it and get rid of it? And that's why we're here tonight, is because we have discovered, as we peeled the onion, my goodness, there are people that really don't believe in the system we have. Enforcement.
Yeah.
So what we have is something called the Oversight Committee, because if you're going to have rules, you have to have referees, right? This is a metaphor that we've used.
A little bit of a magistrate.
You think about the political game, if you will.
Yeah.
All right. If you have no rules in a game, it's going to be chaos, right?
Who are the? So tell me how the referees are.
How they're selected?
How they're selected.
They are selected at the district caucus in the odd year district caucus.
Okay.
By the delegates. All right. So that's different than the other standing committees of MIGOP, which are all appointed by the chairman. So this
I just want to double check because we've had zebras in various actual sporting events that have
been
taken
on the take. Right?
Yeah.
No,
that's
so we picked the most kind of like independent way to get this oversight committee elected. So it's by the delegates. All right. The enforcement is architected around due process. So if you feel like you've been aggrieved, all right,
And there is a process.
then you file a complaint.
Bullshit.
You file a complaint with the Oversight Committee, and then you would write a brief explaining your complaint, and you would submit your evidence. You would name your defendant, and you would name the remedy or the relief you're looking for. So the defendant gets notified that they're kind of being subject to this. They get a chance to respond with their brief and their evidence.
Okay.
All right. And then the Oversight Committee is watching all this information come in, and we can actually send questions to them to like ferret out the last little bit of truth.
So this is a little bit of a slow to speak, quick to listen process.
Oh,
where it's dragged
absolutely,
out.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And so all of this information is being stored on a share drive.
Okay.
All right. And then you get to a hearing. So when you get to the hearing point, that's when the plaintiff, the defendant, and the Oversight Committee, we all get together on a Zoom call, and any remaining questions having to do with the plaintiff's brief, the defendant's brief, or any of the evidence, that can come out. You get the kind of like the closing arguments, but we're able to cross-examine in this hearing, right?
Okay.
So you can ask the questions, and that's a key tenet of the American judicial system, is to be able to cross-examine the evidence
100%. Right
to
to
make
face your
sure,
accuser.
but to make sure that what you're telling me is true.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to get two stories. I'm going to get your story, I'm going to get your story.
Yeah.
And what we have to do is find the truth as much as possible. And you do that by this process.
Even Proverbs says that at first, I'm trying to remember the exact verse quote, but he says, at first one presents his argument until another comes forward and presents his case.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? You can take their word for it until somebody else shows up and goes,
Right.
It's not exactly what happened.
And so after all of this is done, the entire share drive is available to the state committee, all right? And that's the transparency piece.
Yeah.
And the reason that we need transparency is because we need buy-in on the decisions that are being made.
100%.
Because if you have a black box process,
Yeah.
no, what fills the void? What fills the vacuum? Right? It's like innuendo, and it's people making up stuff.
It's no different than what they're doing with raising the rates on FOIA requests. They keep elevating FOIA requests, and they know you'll ask for one FOIA request from one office, and it'll be $10 an hour, and then you ask for another FOIA request that deals with something they did nefarious, and it's $55 or $75 an hour, and you're like, what? And the person asking for it's the one that's got to foot the bill, and it creates a roadblock. It creates a speed bump in the process.
So we want transparency
100%.
so that people buy into the process and into the decisions that are made. Because we have 5-year blood feuds going on in this party, and that's why we designed it this way. Is if we don't start getting buy-in from both sides, the feuds continue. You know. It's not helping anybody. Finally, accountability. The 13 members that make the vote on the outcome of this thing are all, it's going to be just kind of like the Supreme Court. There'll be a majority.
Is there a reason you picked 13?
13 districts.
Congressional
One
districts.
from each district. And the district chair picks one.
Makes sense,
person.
100%.
Yep.
I was just going back to
So-
Founding Fathers or Pavel Datsun.
So after the hearing, we deliberate and we have the vote.
Yeah.
You with me now?
I'm 100%.
All right, we have the vote.
Dude, I can
All right,
multitask.
but then just like on the Supreme Court, you pick someone writes the majority opinion, and then someone writes the minority opinion.
I like it.
And every one of the 13 has to sign off or sign their name to one of those opinions, or write their own. And that's where the accountability comes in. That way, you can't slough off. You can't not pay attention. You've got to actually participate and do your due diligence, because you're going to have to, you're accounting for yourself by signing your name to the decision that was made, all right?
Yeah.
And so if you compare this process to what we have now, for example, in the Credentials Committee, it's very much night and day. And I have to bring this up because the same people who have been the loudest opponents of Precinct Delegate Bill of Rights in the name of us annexing county autonomy wrote that bold line in the convention rules. It says the Credentials Committee has authority over all matters related to delegates and alternates, even if not explicitly mentioned elsewhere in these rules.
They put that in there.
They put that in there.
Doesn't sound too local.
At the same time that they were accusing us of overstepping authority and trying to capture county party authority. So from a logic perspective, I start to melt down here. We wanted it to be open and transparent and to have that due process. But instead, this is what we're going to have. And I want the people watching this to know this, because they're going to hear a lot of stuff. You know, the people out there are very loud, and they love to paint us with a very negative brush. But you cannot hide from what you wrote in your own rules.
100%.
And it's right there in black and white.